with your friend there, and you were kind of just like, no, I wouldn't listen. So I guess we were just given how a man would perceive that.
But
you know what I mean?
I also think you're asking men to communicate like women. And so you're asking, men are very blunt and they're very direct and they're not really trying to think about your feelings and be considerate unless they're more feminine typically.
Well then,
and so when you say like you need to communicate to me this way, you're basically saying be more like a woman.
I don't feel like I'm saying that.
I don't think you mean to.
No, I don't feel like I'm saying that. I feel like I don't think it's a problem for anybody to be very open and explain thoroughly about what they're talking about, because why is it that you say jump, I must jump?
Because men don't have the time to explain every single decision that they make. And so it's like exhausting to them. So if he says, hey, can you do this? And you say, why? And then he has to have a 10-minute conversation with you for you to agree with it. And now you'll do it. It's like, that's exhausting to a guy. They would rather just have a girl that just says, okay.
It's because at that point,
I'm not that girl.
At that point, that's what I mean. It goes back to what we were saying about a woman who, a girlfriend, a wife who won't listen is really a big turn off to a guy.
I feel like,
and on a podcast, like it's cool. I mean, it gives me content. It's cool. I'm not complaining. But like in a day-to-day relationship, like that's exhausting to men. Men don't like to sit around and talk to us.
I feel like I'll be the voice for women that can actually say, if you speak to me where I understand, then I can listen. If you're demanding me from somebody who doesn't have a father figure in her life like that, you have to understand how to treat certain women. Not every woman's going to be the same, and not every man is going to be the same.
Well, what outcomes are you looking for there?
What outcome am I looking for? Understanding.
No, but in terms of relationships, what are you looking for? Like, do you want to be married? Do you want a long-term relationship?
I would like to be married. I'm not going to pinpoint and just say like I'm going to be married tomorrow. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But I feel like my main source or what I'm looking for is true happiness and peace.
Irrespective of whether that's a relationship. Because the reason I'm asking... In a relationship, like you were saying, and I agree, men tend to be the gatekeepers and the decision makers as to whether something goes to a relationship or a marriage. So if you're not behaving, so what you're doing, you're setting the criteria and saying a guy has to explain this to a certain way. But as far as relationships and marriage is concerned, you're not in a position to lay out that criteria. It's the guy that's laying out the criteria and saying, listen, I expect my girlfriend, if she trusts me and she wants to be with me, to listen to what I'm saying. It doesn't mean she doesn't have a voice. But ultimately, if I have something to say, I haven't got time to be drawing her a diagram and giving all these long-winded explanations. If she's not willing to listen to me, she hasn't really selected me as her man.
And another thing, like when you say like, what are you looking for? Like relationships and marriage, it's not about happiness. It's about duty. And so when a guy hears, and I'm just telling you, this is just from guys' point of view. Like when they hear like, what do you want out of a relationship? And they say happiness, that's a red flag because your happiness can come and go. And it's like, if you're not happy tomorrow, you're going to leave. And the number one thing that men look for is loyalty.
Agreed.
And so if you're not like to that says to a guy, like I'll leave if I'm not happy. And that with all the risk that men have to take today in order to get married, it's like, you know, we're asking them to do this, but we give them red flags along the way.
And this is why there's not a lot of marriages going on. There's less marriages in comparison to our parents' generation.
Feminism, has given women an unrealistic expectation of what relationships and marriage really are. You know, I genuinely believe that.
And it's not just, you know, this is like very common. It's not just like, I do these shows 4 times a week. So like a lot of these answers, I think a lot of answers we have are like kind of programmed.
Yeah.
Where we don't really, you know, that's what I mean. Like we don't really think about it because like we're sold this Disney fairy tale from a young age.
Okay. So on that topic, this is something that I was having a conversation with JD the other day. I said that love has an expiry date. How do you guys feel on that?
Oh, I agree.
1,000,000%.
I think love is a young person's game. The average person only falls in love like 3 times. So you really don't have that many shots at it.
See, the type of love that